All right, Coach, tough one tonight. First 25 minutes, they go up by 26. What kind of happened during that part of the game that allowed them to get that kind of lead?
Well, they're a good team, and their pace of play is good for them, and it's a little disruptive to the way the game feels. And they're, you know, a veteran group that's been doing the same thing for a long time, and we were really trying to find ourselves. Guys are really trying to find themselves emotionally, and that happens sometimes, and it usually doesn't take that long. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you're playing a great opponent, and they can just like keep sucking the energy out of the gym and sucking out of the energy out of the gym, and that's why they're good. They're a good team.
You get it down to 4 with about 53 seconds left, 3 with 32. At what point did you believe, hey, we might actually do this? Because you did it down 23 against Dayton.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we cut it, you know, when we were bouncing around at 15, you know, we're talking about, guys, we're 5 points away from this being a winnable game. And you know, I think that, you know, we spend a lot more time, you know, sometimes you scoreboard watching, it can be really deceiving. And so it was the energy on the court was different. And when the energy changed, and we sustained it for 11 minutes. And so when the energy changed was when we were like, okay, this is finally, like we finally got to us. And so I think as soon as we felt the energy change, we're like, okay, man, we're actually, this is who we are. But we just couldn't get over the hump, and that's what happens. It's a credit to St. Mary's. You know, they're a top 25 team and a top 10 Ken Pom team, and they're really, really good. And we just we're not that yet, but we're headed that direction.
Dallin and Richie both come off the bench, combined for 20, and were in during that stretch where you come back. How would you describe what they meant to this game?
Yeah, I thought Dallin was great. I thought Richie was great. I thought Atiki gave us a massive lift. You know, I thought Noah gave us a little bit of life in the second half. I thought Gideon finally kind of found himself down the end. But you know, those young guys, you know, that young group is man, they've taken some real hits this year, and they've accomplished some really great things this year. And mostly what they've done is put a ton of experience in their pocket, and you know, they've learned so much that we dipped our toe, especially towards the end of the season, understanding what the cost of winning actually looks like and what it feels like and how it is. And the next step for us is, can we take that and can we make it something that's so familiar to us that we can get there emotionally on call? And I think that this young group, you know, those guys that were in the game, I think Jackson Robinson felt that for the first time towards the end of the season. Certainly Atiki he's wired that way. I do think we have a nucleus of young guys that have a chance to really grow into something special.
You played on Friday. You win Friday, Saturday, get to Monday. How would you describe the run that this team made in this tournament?
Well, you know, when we're talking about growth, I was really proud of the growth. You know, I think about the LMU series, and the first time we go down to LA and we get smoked, and the second time I think the team had made tremendous strides, and so we beat them soundly at home without their starting center, who was probably the most impactful player when we were in LA, and then here on a neutral floor to beat them soundly with their starting center. It's just a microcosm of how these guys have grown. I'm super proud of them. I mean, they've grown. You know, we've taken external hits, we've taken internal hits, and these guys have refused to stop. And it speaks to their character, and I'm super proud of the way that they've represented BYU. And we're going to really miss Rudy and G, but the rest of this crew is pretty battle-tested and super hungry to get better, and you know, still has a bunch of years left in the tank, and it's going to grow into something special.
In your mind, what's the case for an NIT bid?
All right, guys. I mean, we're not thinking past St. Mary's, so I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see. That'll all work itself out. I don't think anybody cares what I have to say anyway.
In 2019, I think BYU said, hey, we don't play in anything but the NIT. Is that still the policy? It's no CIT or CBI?
I don't. I mean, guys, we're trying to win a game, so you guys figure all that out.
How would you describe what being in the WCC meant to BYU these 12 years?
I think it's been really special. I think it's a great league. It's a great basketball league. The league has grown incredibly over those 10 years. It's been really unbelievable to watch. Going from a team that maybe would have somebody jump into the top 25 to a league that was perennially had the #1 team in the country, and this year I think there were stretches where 6 or 7 teams were in the top 100, and so we've been really, I think BYU as a whole has been really fortunate to be in this league, and especially basketball. It's a great basketball league, and it's been a great place of growth for us. It's been a super humbling experience for us. It's been an incredible learning ground for us, and hopefully we can take everything we've learned here and apply it as quickly as possible so we can be, we can grow into our next monstrous task in the Big 12.
What were some of the highlights of this year in your mind?
Well, you think about, you think about the low-hanging fruit. You think about special wins. Creighton was a special win. At the time, Utah at home was a special win just because we were going through so much. The Dayton comeback was really, really special. It was kind of the defining feature of this team all year long, that we could play really bad, but we weren't going to stop competing. This kind of run through this tournament, senior night, was really special. So I think about that, but really what I think about is I think about Rudy, and I think about where Rudy started and where he ended. And I don't know if I've seen a player transform as much as he has during the course of the season. I think about Gideon and what he's meant to our community. There's some people that would like things to, I don't know what some people want, but like, what a gift he has been to our university and our community in terms of like teaching us about the world and give us an opportunity to serve the world and teaching us about loving people, and him coming and competing and sacrificing for this team, and him growing as a person and a player, and he's just been a gift to BYU. And so I think about each of these young guys and the fires that they were thrown into and how they kept responding over and over again, and I think about the future that is incredibly exciting for this group. It's not an easy season for us, not an easy season at all. We knew that going in, that it was going to face a ton of challenges, and Gideon and Rudy knew going in that we were way too small and new and young. But I don't think there's a single guy in our locker room that's not really proud of the growth these guys have undergone, and super encouraged and exciting about what we're going to do in the future. So I think all that is all the stuff that I love so much about this year.
And that future could be a couple days away, perhaps a couple weeks. We'll see. In the Big 12, what does the offseason look like in the next couple weeks?
Well, we got to get back to work. We got to get better. We got to get a lot better. We know that. We know how daunting this task is, and we know that it's going to be a long-term project, and we're not scared of it. We're humble. We understand that we have, we're going to be transported to the base of Mount Everest, and we're going to get tortured along the way, but we're a team of faith and belief, and we can see past today to a future that we're chasing. It's going to be really exciting.
Do you know any good Sherpas for that climb?
Well, that's our job.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, thanks, guys.